Foreign transfers for trade purposes are proceeding smoothly after the implementation of the new system they have in place. The central bank will launch a new mechanism for travel or treatment transfers next year. There are agreements with 4 companies to launch a new mechanism. They are going to have things changing through the future. Doesn't mean we're waiting until next year, just means they're going to have changes, and because of maybe a major change, they're going to have a need for it even more. There's all kinds of rumors from these Telegram groups that they are seeing people who have their currencies being exchanged. That's just false. As a matter of fact, your reaction should be the same: look, I've heard this all before. When they can show you some undeniable evidence that it's happening, then believe it. In numbers. Significant growth in non-oil revenues in Iraq during 2024. Quote, Iraq's non-oil revenues achieved significant growth during the first 9 months of 2024, recording a 198% increase compared to last year, to reach a contribution of 12.3% of the state's total revenues. According to official data, total non-oil revenues during this period amounted to 14 trillion Iraqi dinars, compared to 4.7 trillion dinars during the same period in 2023. Parliamentary Committee, we support amending the budget law, and we submitted a request to add a new article: if any bank broke your heart, if any bank made you feel like a complete imbecile, if any bank is giving you a hard time, if any bank here in America says to you, you can sign up but we're not going to take care of you until 6 months from now, you're going to have options. What is expected from Iraq is a real effective exchange rate. I think that is what's coming. I think everybody has that expectation, and they're openly telling them that expectation is real. They're doing it through media. That's happening. TV outlets have been describing the ongoings in Iraq and also the neighboring countries and the trading partners. To me, the expectations are amazing. For the first time since 2003, non-oil revenues achieve significant growth in 2024. This gives Iraq stability and helps allow them to raise the value of their currency. The news from Iraq is all still very good. There is so much progress. The big event, of course, will be the ending of the current currency auction process, and use of the new system all ready to implement. The CBI has told us that nearly 95% of the current payments needed for imports is covered by the four correspondent banks for this purpose. Remember that the clock is ticking and other outside banking relationships must take place, but will most probably never take place unless the IQD is valuable again, and most importantly, on these terms it must also be reinstated back on Forex for investors to legally use this currency in their portfolios of investments for their clients. This is the key. Yes, this is really just where we are right now. They're talking about financial risks. They weren't talking in that way when they were moving forward into an international world with the 1310. They're talking about preparedness for a change. They're focusing in on their banking sector. Article quote, these days there's growing interest in the banking sector in general, both government and private sectors. The banking sector is looking to be in good shape for this new stage. That's what they're presenting. Economist, non-oil revenues to achieve significant growth in 2024. The upcoming session will witness a vote on all controversial laws. One of the most controversial laws is the HCL and the profit sharing agreement. It is a key piece for a revaluation. Here's why Vietnam's currency keeps floating downward compared to the US dollar. According to Reuters, the Vietnamese dong has experienced depreciation against the US dollar due to a combination of global and domestic factors. 1. The strengthening of the US dollar. 2. Interest rate differentials. Vietnam's central bank has maintained lower interest rates to stimulate economic growth. 3. Trade and investment flows. Fluctuations in Vietnam's trade balance and foreign direct investment can influence currency values. 4. Inflationary pressures. Higher domestic inflation rates can trade the purchasing power of the VND, leading to depreciation. 5. Speculative activities. Market speculation and currency hoarding can amplify exchange rate volatility. These 5 factors are the same factors representing the exchange rate between the USD and IQD. MP Haider al-Salami called on Friday for 3 paths after judicial rulings were issued against those involved in stealing tax deposits in the country. Al-Salami said in an interview with Al-Maluma, "The theft of tax deposits is one of the issues that has stirred public opinion for many months. Recently, judicial rulings were issued against those involved in it, but it remains an unpunished punishment from our point of view because the thieves enjoy the money they have stolen while they are outside